Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's Essosafashion back with another tutorial. So this video is going to be a tutorial on how to draft a basic bodice pattern. This is a more simpler version because I already uploaded a more advanced dress pattern on my YouTube channel that will be linked in the description. So my reason for making another tutorial is because I'm going to be uploading a series on how to make corporate dresses. So I feel like there should be an option between the two. That is why I'm filming another one now. So this one is a more simpler version. The other one showed how to take in the side dart and do the underbutt contour and so on. But this one is just going to be the simple measurement. So since this pattern is going to be used for corporate dresses, and most corporate dresses usually have dart manipulation, it's important that I show you guys this one also instead of explaining it, because some people might not get it. So if you want to do a dress with dart manipulation, you have to draft your full front pattern or your full back pattern depending on where you want to do it. So before taking in any measurements, I'm going to fold the paper into two so that after taking my measurements, I'm going to have the full pattern for the front. So it's the front pattern that I'm doing first. So for this front pattern, I'm just going to fold the paper into two to get the full front pattern after drafting. So another thing is that most of these corporate dresses are made with stretchy material. So since most of them are done with stretchy materials, you won't really need to do this side dart and underbutt contour. You can just take your basic measurement. So since the paper is already on fold, this is the center front. I'm going to start by taking my shoulder measurement. The shoulder I'm working with is 16. So I'll mark 16 here. Then I'll come and take all of the vertical measurements at the edge of the paper here. So you have to make sure that this paper is equal to half of the biggest part of your body, if it is the bust or the hips. So my hips is 42. 42 divided by 2 is 21. And this paper is more than 21 inches wide by opening it up. Okay? So I'm going to come here and then mark the bust point. The bust point is 10.5. So I mark 10.5 here. Then I don't need the under bust measurement, so I'm going to skip to the half length. So this is one thing that is different from this pattern and the other one I already have on my channel. I'm not going to be taking a different half length measurement for the front and for the back. I'm going to take the exact same measurements for the front and the back. So the half length I'm going to work with is 16.5. My front half length ideally is 17, and my back half length ideally is 15.5. So because this is going to be used for a stretchy material, there's going to be dart manipulation and so on. I am not going to be taking something different as the half length for the back and the front. So I'm going to use 16.5. The back will also be 16.5. Then the next thing is the hip point. My hip point is 26.5. After that is the above knee point. So my above knee point is 38. And then my full dress length is 48. So this is below my knee. You can take the measurements that you want, but I like when my dresses is a bit below my knee. I feel like it's just comes out more beautiful that way. So I'll come and take the same measurement here as well. Bust point 10.5, half length 16.5, hip point 26.5, above knee point 38, and full dress length 48. And then I'll use a straight ruler to connect the 2 points together. This is the bust point line, this is the half length, this is the hip line, this is the above knee point. This above knee point is important for shaping a dress. That's why it has to be marked out at all times if you want a pencil dress. And then this is the full dress length. Okay, so you come to the above knee point and determine how much you want to take off, because definitely the above knee point is going to be smaller compared to the hip line. So you have to take off from here. I usually use at least 2 inches, but I think this time I'm going to make it 2.5. So it will be very, very, very fitted. And then I'll just come and mark the same thing at the actual dress length. And then I'll connect this to the hip. But for these hips, I won't connect directly to the hip point or the hip line. I will first of all mark 1 inch below the hip line before connecting. So this is a hack if you do not have a hip curve. And then connect from this 1 inch mark to the points. So that's it. And then connect from here to here. So you can see that with this, there's no sharp points at the hips. Everything is just smooth. So I think I'm going to just come out a bit more so that everything can rhyme, but definitely not this way because it will be looking weird. So I just come out by like 0.25 inch because this is below my knee. So obviously below my knee will be smaller compared to my above knee. Okay, so this is the dress that have been shaped. Now I can continue adding the same allowance of 1/2 inch. So the thing is that you can also use this pattern for your back pattern, but you will just make sure that you do not cut out the neck first, so that you can cut out the neckline for the back as well. And then you add your zip allowance to the center back. So this is the seam allowance. For this side, I'm going to use, for the hem of the dress, I'm going to use 1.5 inch as the allowance. Okay, and then instead of connecting straight, I will come out a bit. So let's say this is the straight line. When I want to hem the dress, if I fold it in, this place will be smaller compared to here. That's one thing I've observed. So I like to add 0.25 to this hem, to the hemming allowance here, and then connect it back. That's where I'll have room for hemming the dress without any issue. So guys, this is everything on how to draft a simple dress pattern. So I'm going to just go ahead and cut everything out now. I won't be showing you how to do the back because, like I said, it's the same thing for the back and for the front, except the neckline. That is the only difference, because I am not doing adding both ease, and also the front and the back half length is the same thing. So the only thing that adjustments that would have been made to this back pattern, to the back pattern, if I was to draft it, is to make adjustments for zip bug. But I think I'll just illustrate it here for you guys to see. Sorry, zip. So the only thing that I would have done differently if I was to draft a back pattern is to make adjustments for zip bulge, especially since it is a stretchy fabric. So I'm just going to illustrate it here, since I'm using the same thing for the back and for the front. Okay, this is the dress pattern here. So to make adjustments for the zip bulge, you would have to come to the waistline here and mark half of an inch. You mark half of an inch. Ideally, this half of an inch would have been replaced. You have to replace it back. After marking that half of an inch, you will connect a straight line to stop at the hip line here. So the hip points, I don't want to draw it out. You would connect, and then you connect another one to just blend in. You will draw it straight, okay, and then you cut it off. So by doing that, you have eliminated zip bulge. Then of course, when you are taking your zip allowance, you will have to also adjust the zip allowance to fit into it. So that is the only difference. This is a simple dress pattern. You can see that I didn't waste time with it. If you want the more advanced version, definitely check it out on my channel. So this is it opened up now. Can you guys see? I have the full front pattern here. So if I want to make any adjustment or like create a design, I can easily do that, because most of the time this design is not just going to be on half of the front pattern. You see, like some will come all the way like this, some will be like a spiral. So you need your full front pattern. So this is the reason why I really have to upload this on my channel before I move on to upload all of the dresses that I'll be showing you guys on this channel. So guys, this is it. Remember what I said, you can use this for the back. All you just have to do is take out half of an inch from here, connect it to the hip line and ease it out here, so that you can eliminate zip bulge, and then also add your zip allowance. And of course, the dart for the back stops right at the chest line. So that is the only difference. Instead of stopping at the bust point, it will stop at the chest line, and you don't need to come down by 1 inch since it is for the back. So you just take it out the way it is. So guys, this is everything for this particular video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.